Frankly, when it comes right down to it, these are two terrific people that I have enjoyed in the Senate. Senator Jenkins, I was a rookie off the street in natural resources. I got assigned to every committee because I'm from the inner city to do with a horse or a cow or agriculture. And Scott, who totally disagrees with me on most every issue, couldn't have been warmer or more decent or just there were times you were bordering on being tender, and I'll always appreciate you for that, Senator. And Senator Erkhardt, one of my heroes from St. George, carried the non-discrimination bill last year. What kind of courage did that take? These are two pretty outspoken legislators that have had a terrific impact. They're both retiring. This is your last session. Do you see every day a little bit differently? And will you vote a little different this way, knowing you don't ever have to face the voters again? Senator Erkhardt?
I doubt my votes will be much different. I found that I give myself more license to say exactly what I feel. But I think that's probably a good thing.
You held back some time before this year?
I know, surprising to everyone, I actually did hold back a little.
And speaking of somebody who just is about as frankly spoken a senator as there is, and I loved it. I mean, you know, you never wondered where Senator Jenkins. What about you in this last session? Do you recognize that it's wrapping up?
Sure, I recognize, and you give pause, you look around a little more and take in the experience of the day, because it's pretty special what we do. Very few people have ever had a chance to do this. But as far as my principles and what I do, I'm pretty much with Steve. Nothing's really changing for me. We represent lots of people who look on both sides and both in many different directions. And so you're pretty much forced into voting principally based, I believe, and I still pretty much stick to that.
You were mayor of Plain City.
Yes.
Then you came to the Senate, and you've been here a long time.
16 years.
16 years. Do you leave with more respect for the institution and how our laws are made, or less?
More. Yeah, I leave with more respect. It's a wonderful place down here. It's very special to be able to come down here and participate in this and do what we do. So few people get that opportunity. And I feel very blessed to have had the support of so many people that allowed me to do this for 16 years. So yes, I'm very happy.
Steve, there are a lot of people that say, at least they say it to me, maybe not to you, you're all just up there feathering your nest, you're all looking for business deals, that's really what it's all about up here. You've been here, you can speak freely now as election-wise. What's your sense of the people who are in the legislature?
This is hard work. As you know, it takes a lot of time, and that's time that it takes away from whatever your business is. And that is one of the primary reasons I'm not running again, is I have 3 college tuitions I now have to pay. I'm a lawyer and I sell my hours. I've never made as much in a single year, and during the 16 I've been in here, as I would make every single year before I came in. So excited to go out and earn some money and pay college tuition.
Talk to me about your greatest regrets, Senator, and then a moment where you'll always be proud. Speaking of you personally.
Well, I don't have any real regrets here. I did what I wanted to do. I wanted to come down here and hold government accountable and work hard to make it a better place to live. And so as far as regrets, I don't look back with any regrets. As far as what I've done, proud moments, you know, you want to make a difference here and you want to help our economy and our business. And so, you know, I look at the tourism fund that I ran. You know, that's been exceptionally successful. Since the day we started the fund to today, tourism in Utah has doubled. So the amount of revenues doubled. When I started, they paid about $500 of our annual income tax, and each of us individually, and now tourism pays $1,200. So it's just been very successful, and that's one I will look at positively.
It's a terrific fund that earmarked for advertising the state, and it's the math behind it I don't understand, but it's had a terrific effect.
Yeah, it's been great.
Steve, what do you regret, if anything, and what are you most proud of?
So Scott and I came in at the same time. I spent 8 years in the House, and so by now I've cast thousands of votes, maybe tens of thousands. And, you know, some of those I screwed up on. You know, I didn't quite get all the facts, and now my opinion has changed a bit. But, you know, that's part of the game, is we operate based on the information we have at the time. So like Scott, I mean, I don't, you know, if I could go back and change it, I might, but I can't. So I'm most proud of the work I've done in higher education. I think that I can look back on that and think the system's different because I'm here, and it's better because I was here, and that's pretty cool. And then working with you on the non-discrimination bill, that absolutely was one of the coolest things I've done out here. One of the coolest things I've done in my life.
What do you see the main weakness of our state is, and the strength? I mean, we spend a lot of time, this show is for Democrats primarily, so, and let me ask it a little different way. What is it that Democrats could do to get more power and more oomph and get better, more representation up here?
Why would we tell you that, Jim?
Because you're nice guys and you're leaving, so, you know, you can...
We don't want to give you the secrets.
Like Yoda, you could dispense knowledge now.
No, I think that, you know, here in the legislature, I wish people could understand how once people are elected, it really is largely a nonpartisan thing. We all work together, we all dig in. Now, philosophically, ideologically, we differ, just like our constituencies differ. You know, you here on the Hill, me down in St. George. So we're going to disagree, but at the end of the day, we all roll up our sleeves and campaign, and well, we all roll up our sleeves and do the job. And so I think that Democrats, you know, as I look across the fence at Democrats, I think that, you know, if they told that story more of, look, we all just dig in and work, here are my qualifications. Now, they have a harder sell in most places because they're talking to Republicans, but they just have to spell out their individual positions.
So you really want my opinion?
Yeah.
So, you know, I come from a Democratic family. I'm the first Republicans, me and my brothers. And I hold the same seat my uncle held as a Democrat. My other uncle was a county commissioner as a Democrat. And so I think what's hurt the Democratic Party in the state of Utah more than anything is the National Democratic Party has left you. They've moved further to the left, and you, as a party here in the state, you've pretty much stayed the same, maybe a little left, but not bad. I'm so proud of our Democrats in the state of Utah. I think we've got some of the best people that are Democrats you could ever have. And yet, I just view the party, the National Party, as having left you behind a little. They've gone further to the left, and unfortunately, that's hurt you. Because we need competition. That's absolutely important for the Republicans to have competition here. And anyway, that's my opinion.
No, I think it's helpful to us. What is it that you would like to see in 50 years? What's your vision of Utah? Where do you see us going?
Well, my opinion of Utah, I like where we are. When you look at all the accolades we're receiving lately and how we're the best managed state in the nation and our economy's solid, and the last 9 months we've had the #1 economy in the nation, and all these kind of things, we do really good. So my goal would to keep the ship upright and heading in the right direction, and keep doing the good things we do that make it such a wonderful place to live. I feel so blessed to be born and raised in Utah, and all the wonderful things that happen. And we just got to keep making it a great place. We can't let things get away from us here. We just got to keep the ship going.
Steve, what about Doe? I mean, there was a Tribune survey. They looked at all the money that was donated to candidates. 97% came from special interest. 1% came from constituents. Does that matter? I mean, is there too much swagger up here by people that have a dog in the fight? Or is it kind of the way it ought to be?
I think Utah, I like our system a lot because it allows anyone to go out and run. If you limit where people can get money, then you're limited to rich people. Only rich people who can self-finance and have rich friends can run. Right now, you can get your money almost anywhere, but you have to disclose it. So if you're getting it from places that your constituents might think or your voters might think is inappropriate, then your opponent should bring that up and highlight it. I don't think the people have a huge problem with how we finance campaigns in this state.
Can we remain, wherever we are, statistics don't lie, we are 50th in funding per child. You know, it's just the way it is. It's been that way for a generation. In another generation, can we still be 50th and be okay?
No, we can't. I mean, right now, what Scott said about Utah and where we'll be in 50 years, our base is so solid. I mean, we're a very well-run state. Our families are intact for the most part. And so our kids show up to school teachable. And so if our kids show up a little less teachable, then we really start to see the funding issues. More funding would help a lot, but as our children become more and more difficult to teach, any homogeneous population, you can, if you don't have a lot of different challenges, you can deal with it. But our diversity is a great thing. Where we'll be in 50 years, we'll be a lot more diverse, and I just think Utah will be the coolest state anywhere. But that will bring some unique challenges. And so if we don't improve funding for education, right now we're skating along okay, but we'll really start to see problems with it.
I actually agree with that comment a lot. I think that the fact that the family is still solid in Utah really helps bring our cost of operation down. Our kids are teachable when they come to school. And across the nation, that's just not the case in so many cases. And so we're fortunate. We are so fortunate. And as time goes on, we'll have to address those needs. If we can't continue to operate at this level, we will have to raise those wages and continue to put money in. But we've done really good last little while. What the governor said to State of State the other night, $1.4 billion in the last 4 or 5 years. So we just got to keep at it. Just got to keep the push on.
$1.4 billion, and we're still 50th. So Senator Jenkins.
It's a tough thing, Jim, because we have far more kids per capita than any other state, and our people really don't want tax increases. So
What are you suggesting?
That's why we're getting out.
Yeah, we'll leave it up to the rest of you to finally figure it out.
Senator Jenkins, Senator Erkhardt, thank you for joining us. It's been fun. Thank you for your service.
You bet.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks.
We'll be right back. Stay with us.